Vince McMahon is taking NXT 2.0 in an edgier direction. Plus, last night on NXT, we had debuts, a new gimmick, and a title change. Plus, released WWE stars made their AEW debuts last night. We'll get to that in a bit. We start with the NXT debuts from last night. Right, so, busy night on the former black and gold brand. Just every week, I feel like there's just a lot.
It was a chaotic show. It was a chaotic. I had no idea he was going to do that.
There was loads of stuff. So, big bunch of new debuts as we continue on our road for the new look NXT. So let's run through some of these debuts from last night. Amari Miller, who faced Kaylee Ray. That's Cameron Clay, formerly Cameron Brené from Shine, Evolve, a few other places. She's very, very, very good. Dante Shen is Sean Tan.
Yes.
So this is the WWE's first Singapore wrestling signing.
He was renamed recently and made his debut then last night, I suppose.
Yes, that's it. So last night, first time we see him in ring there. Also Trexus, you might have known him as previously as well. Trexus, great name, isn't it? Trexus. Andre Chase, the proprietor of Andre Chase University. That is, of course, Harlem Bravado.
Why would you change the name, Harlem Bravado?
It's such a good name.
It is a good name.
It's a solid name.
Oh well.
But actually, the Andre Chase stuff was very good. Big fan of that. Zion Quinn, who was the chivalrous gentleman who allowed two women to go through into the building as someone tried to jump in front of them. He let the ladies through and then just battered the bloke for daring to go in front of a woman through a door. That's Australia rugby star Daniel Vidot.
Okay, fair enough.
So, I mean, he looks the business in terms of like I'm not against a very basic idea of like, I'm just a chivalrous gent who beats up the guys.
I guess so. It might be a little bit outdated, but we'll see.
Would you say a positively paged gimmick is outdated in 2002?
Fair enough.
But what if we give you modern buzzwords to go with it? That is the fate of Joe Gacy. Now, Joe Gacy you've seen before. He was part of the Breakout tournament, but this is a brand spanking new gimmick for Joe Gacy.
What's this, Tom? I'm just reading it now.
So he talks about how he wants to make NXT 2.0 a safe space. He talks about not using his male privilege. Talks about microaggression. It is the Smiley DDP gimmick, but with modern buzzwords.
But the problem is, this is just Vince lampooning left-wing political ideologies, and they go, safe spaces, make him lose. And have him smile. Because he did, apparently. He lost to Cameron Grimes and smiled throughout.
That's pretty much what went down there. Joe Gacy, who's got a bit of a history behind him, a bit of a career history.
Certainly.
Lash Legend.
Lash Legend.
I love the name.
What a ledge.
What a ledge. This is Anrielle Howard, former WNBA star of the Seattle Storm. And briefly debuted and announced that next week she's launching her new talk show, Lashing Out.
Lashing Out.
That's a new idea, a talk show in wrestling.
I'm looking forward to seeing what Lash gets up to.
Like it. And finally, Persia Pirotta, who is Steph DeLander, indie star out of Australia, officially arrived on the roster. Now, we saw her at Indy Hartwell's Hendu.
Bachelorette party.
So sorry.
For the Americans.
And she's basically said when Indy's back from her honeymoon, she's going to be challenging with her for the NXT Women's Tag Team titles.
Got you.
So, lots.
Lots of stuff. Tom,
just lots of stuff.
And Tom, apparently, according to Fightful, we're not done yet because they've reported that more changes are coming to NXT 2.0 as well.
That is right. So what have Fightful been saying, sir?
They've been saying that if some internal WWE discussions are any indication, even more huge changes could be in store for NXT. Plans that are purportedly directly from WWE Chairman Vince McMahon. Now, apparently these changes, again, according to Fightful, are to take it in more of a PG kind of 18 to 34 demographic sort of direction, including everything from, they say, in-ring work and aggression to harsher language and the like. Apparently also there'll be more lenience on female character gear, but it wasn't specified exactly what that means. Also another point, and I like this one that Fightful have heard, was keep up with current affairs with promos and character verbiage, which I assume is Joe Gacy.
Joe Gacy is ticking that box.
Safe space and microaggression. So yeah, apparently that's all going to happen in the future, or maybe has already started to happen. They reached out to contact at the USA Network, who said there was some knowledge of such changes, and they were meant to be in support of it. So
yeah, but I mean, USA, I think they want to keep USA good because the big money WWE's making currently is through the TV deal. And when you're very publicly announcing you're making a main show back to a developmental brand, the USA Network have every right to go, you what, mate? So they're doing everything they can to make it still feel special and bright and bold, with big things happening week by week. They had a title change last night on NXT as well.
Yes, there was indeed. Kushida is no longer the NXT Cruiserweight Champion because Roderick Strong won. Now, not in the way that I'd have liked him to win. I know that he's a heel. I know that he's in this stable, the Diamond Mine. He's like their golden boy, isn't he? But he won with a lot of interference going on as well. And I just don't know if that's the way that I would have envisioned this match going down.
Grayson Waller post-match said, I want to fight with you next week.
Grayson Waller, who
arrived last week.
But the names are all just in my head.
Also next week, we will see, as well as the Cruiserweight title defended, Raquel Gonzalez will face Frankie Monet.
Wait, sorry Tom, 1 second there. So there are 3 title matches scheduled for next week's NXT?
Heck yeah.
Why?
Why not?
Fair enough. All right then.
Because the third one is Io Shirai and Zoe Stark facing Toxic Attraction. Andy Rose's new stable of mates.
So Raquel versus Frankie Monet, Roderick versus Grayson, and Io Shirai and Tony Stark versus Toxic Attraction. And that's and that's not all.
And that's not all.
Because there's also going to be a no DQ match between B-Fab and Elektra Lopez, who of course are respectively representing Hit Row and Legado del Fantasma. We've also got Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis's honeymoon, and the highlight of the show, the debut of Lash Legends lashing out.
But I want that to be the lashing out. Also, additional matches added to next week's NXT. I wrote them down before we came down. Monty Five Step versus Biggles McHenry.
Okay.
Chris Jumpers versus.
These aren't in my notes.
Sizzle.
Tom.
No, I wrote them down. Sizzle Monty Jig.
Sizzle Monty Jig.
Malcolm Fiesta is going to be facing Hello Johnson.
Malcolm Fiesta sounded real. I was like, that might be a genuine one.
Mitch Wadden, Cultaholic.com editor-in-chief, put a thing on Twitter, which was your NXT name, which I believe is your...
Oh...
Was it your mother's maiden name?
It's. I think he tweaked it slightly. It's now like just a name of one of your grandparents and the last vehicle you were in.
There you go. The name of one of your grandparents and the last vehicle you were in. Let us know what your NXT 2.0 name is in the comments.
Mine is Albert Nissan.
Nice.
It's really good.
I'm going to go with Patrick Uber.
Patrick Uber.
Patrick Very Late Uber.
Nice.
Final Lamar. Let's talk about AEW very briefly. We had some debuts for them. I'll get the list of AEW debuts for this week.
Okay.
So 2 former NXT
That's pretty
guys
interesting, yeah.
rocked up for Dark. So the Dark tapings already took place, so you may have heard this, but it's official now. It's canon. It's been on the telly. Anthony Green and Stallion Rogers, formerly August Gray and Kurt Stallion from 205 Live.
Yes.
Part of the lineup there. Good to see them doing their thing against FTR. And also, this is quite a nice debut as well. Indie star Ali Catch, formerly Ali Cat,
yes.
Debuting on AEW. And Ali is brilliant.
Oh, she's all over the Twitter.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's mainly where I've seen her. She's one of those wrestlers who the entertainment doesn't stop when she steps out of the ring.
Oh, I like that.
She's like Effie and Danhausen and those sort of folks, isn't she? And Warhorse.
We reached out to Effie for comment, and he says Bussy is fine.
I don't understand what he means.
Ali Catch as part of AEW, and I think that's plenty of news. There's a lot to digest there, a lot of names. Maybe you're going to have a sit down, maybe have a little cup of coffee, and we'll be back for some more news a little bit later on.
We'll be back later on for some more news.
Let's do that. Love you, bye.